And next, our great District Attorney, Risa Ferman.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you all so much for coming here. Out of tragedy comes something good. And that's what victims often hope, and that's what we often hope as prosecutors, that out of the tragedies we see every day, something good will come. That's a conversation I had many times with Gary Gregory, especially in his trying to fight for his sister, for her memory, and to see that justice was done for victims. And out of the tragic, horrific death of Ellen Gregory Robb, we are seeing something very positive happen. I think it is very true that we all know what is right and the way systems should work, but it is often a tragedy that befalls us, that causes us to move forward, that propels us to do the right thing as a system. And that is exactly what has happened here. When Gary Gregory and I started a few months ago this effort to keep Raphael Robb in jail, we were focused on one case and justice in that case, justice for his family. And we had no idea that that would lead us here today, but how appropriate that we are here today. Because in the fight for justice for Ellen Robb's family, we found that victims across Pennsylvania were not being given their rights. Their voices were not being heard. They were not being really heard. And that will change when this legislation is passed and signed into law. There is nothing more important than the voices of our victims being heard by our system, making sure that we protect them and that we hear them, particularly before we release criminals back into society. So Representative Erb and your colleagues, I thank you so much for taking on this fight. When Gary and I first started, we were standing alone, and very quickly we were surrounded by so many others. And to all of those who are here today, from our Attorney General to Chairman Pottinger from the Parole Board, to our police chiefs and to all of the victims advocates who are here, we would not be this successful if you had not joined in the fight. And I want you to know how much I appreciate your presence and your support and your work on behalf of victims in Pennsylvania. Thank you.